And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 7 o'clock here in Nashville, Tennessee, which means it is time to take a walk down the dirt road while the boys and me step that step and talk that talk on this week's episode of That Sawyer Brown Show. As always, you are joined by me, Madison, Mark's firstborn and favorite daughter, and the rest of the incredible Sawyer Brown Nation. So grab a strong glass of iced tea, settle in, and get ready because look who just walked in the room, the men of the hour, or so they tell themselves. Mark Miller and Hobie Hubbard.
Hello.
Hello. Look, you're back and joining us from Nashville, Dad.
I know. Wow. He's slumming it today.
Yeah. Right? Oh, my goodness.
Well, I had to come back to catch the bus to go on our two shows last week.
That's true.
I know. How was it, y'all? How was it playing live? Where were you?
Oh, it was the best. It felt so good.
Incredible. The crowds were huge, and they were as excited as we were.
Yeah.
I think we played an extra 15, 20 minutes both nights.
Really?
And I had fried green tomatoes both days, so it does not get better. Actually.
It really doesn't. It really, really, really doesn't. So were you guys, I'm taking it you guys were down south if you had fried green tomatoes?
We were in Mississippi and Alabama. So places that know how to do fried green tomatoes.
And let's give it a plug. It was
Jean's restaurant in Meridian,
Mississippi. I'm telling you.
Y'all. He's not kidding. He was sending me pictures of his food.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. And all the way from the cornbread to the bread pudding or the
chocolate meringue pie.
Oh gosh, it was all good.
Yeah.
It was all good.
I had black-eyed peas.
Mm-hmm.
As you should.
Yeah. Lima beans. Well, butter beans, that's what they're called in Meridian, Mississippi. So.
Oh, my word. Okay, can we stop reminiscing about your meal for 2 seconds? Because we have a huge show tonight, and I kind of got to tell everyone what's going on. So, unfortunately, this is going to be our last show for the summer because the boys' schedule is just so incredibly full that it doesn't really make sense to keep doing these because, heck yeah, y'all, you're getting back at it.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good thing is that we're out there on the road the whole time. But this will return, so fear not, we'll be back.
Yeah. So because it is going to be our last show for the summer, we'll resume this in the fall. I selfishly wanted to do all of my personal favorite things. So that's what we're doing tonight on the show. And we're going to be talking about one of my all-time favorite things, which is fanfare, or what is now known as CMA Fest, but to the Sawyer Brown Nation, it's fanfare. Everyone knows it's fanfare, and we have some great photos and memories, like places to walk down memory lane for all of that old fanfare goodness. And also at the end of the summer, or the end of the show, we are going to be going over the concert calendar and kind of telling everyone where you're going to be. It's a lot of places, let's just say that. And then also...
Can I mention one before we get to the end?
Absolutely.
We just added the Opry. We're playing the Opry.
When are you guys playing the Opry?
We're playing the Opry on Saturday, the 19th of June. So that's just a couple Saturdays away. And we'll be there. So tune in.
It will be on the live stream.
It's also on the part that airs on the Circle Network on the TV.
Yeah.
And then you can always listen to it on the radio. So
and they requested us to sing a special song that night.
Yeah.
And we won't say what it is, but the Opry requested
it, and we're happy to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. So you guys either need to come out to the Opry on June 19th to see Sawyer Brown or tune in to the live Opry show on the Circle Network to see the special song they have been requested to play. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I love that. And I also have a fun little photo contest for the Sawyer Brown Nation that I will be announcing at the end of the show. So make sure that you stay tuned in for that. Should be highly amusing. Well, I kind of feel like we should just get right into it. Let's talk about fanfare because it has changed a lot. It's changed a lot since I was little, but I know it had changed a lot even before I was on the scene. So when was the first year y'all would have played fanfare?
1985 was the first year that we were there.
And where was it and what was it like?
It was at the fairgrounds, and there's hot summer heat, and then there's what happens during fanfare heat.
Africa hot.
It was
South Africa hot.
Crazy hot inside those buildings, but it was an absolute blast. It was the best chance to really get to talk to fans and see friends. It was awesome.
Well, and here's the thing. Everyone did it.
Yeah.
Every major country music star did it. And
No
it was
exception.
the only music form that did that. I mean, you had everybody from George Jones to Garth, Sawyer Brown, Tammy Wynette.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. The Oak Ridge Boys, Vince Gill, the Judds. Garth, I mean, I think Garth signed for 24 hours one day.
23 hours. I remember that.
No stopping.
Yeah.
Went 23 hours. Amazing.
But it was the only music form that if you were a fan, if you were a country music fan, you could literally go and get pictures and talk and be up close and personal. And it was just booth after booth after booth. And then the performances were just, legendary, because you have these fans that they come to Nashville and they would take their vacation during this time to spend this week. And there would be like a week-long event. We would have our fan club breakfast. And
well, I was about to get to that. That was like back when the fan clubs were a big thing, and that's why it's one of my favorite things. That was like my favorite time of the year was the fan club breakfast, because we would have all of the rides and stuff. There would be people. There would be a big cookout. There would be a concert. It was just so much fun. Yeah,
it was, and still today when we're out on the road, we'll have fans come up and say, hey, I was at your mom's farm and 1990 and get to meet her, and it was just a special time. And I do remember this because my mom who was the president of the fan club.
Oh yeah, she was.
She would invite anyone, and there would be 30 people sleeping on the floor in her house, and she would be cooking, and it would just be crazy, and she loved it, and the fans loved it, and so
I can tell you one story on your mom when she was like, everybody's got their rooms booked up. Can I come stay at your house during Fanfare Week? And I'm like, sure, you can. She was going to get there on Sunday. I said, I won't get home until Monday morning. And I said, but here's the key, have at it. I walk in my house Monday morning, and there are 6 people I do not know sleeping in the house. 3 of whom are sleeping in the living room. And I'm like, oh, hey. And they're like, oh, well, we're friends of Irene's. And I'm like, oh, cool. Is Irene here? And I hear from the back, I'm back here, honey.
That sounds about right.
The whole week I had extra friends there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, but wasn't so kind of before, so there's like the fanfare that I remember, which had been, mid 90s, but then before that, you said in the 80s, wasn't there like softball games, and wasn't it kind of like a
Sunday?
Well, in the Vanderbilt Stadium, there was the country games.
Okay, what was that?
Was football, racing. I was the fastest in country music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Point
You're
that
telling
out.
yourself that, sir.
I won the hula hoop contest. These hips, baby.
Now he's bragging.
These hips, baby. I won
the
hula hoop contest.
Okay, please stop saying these hips, baby. Please stop that.
Okay, I was thinking it. You said it, so that's good.
Okay, so there's a hula hoop. Okay, guys, I don't know. Should we bring back a hula hoop contest on stage somewhere?
Well, I don't know about this, but there was just so many fun events. There was a flag football game. There was a softball game, and it was incredible. Just an incredible time, and the fans could come and get up, and everybody was accessible. It didn't matter who you were. Yeah. Everybody was accessible.
And for us, for several years, we would do all that stuff during the day, and then through the wee hours of the night, we were recording because it was so rare for us to be home for an entire week that we often were in the studio doing vocals or finishing up a record during that week. So those were crazy busy days, but just a lot of fun.
And we weren't the only artists that the moms and dads came to Fanfare, because what was really cool was, there would be someone would, another artist or entertainer or star would bring some of their family members over to meet the band, and you would, Mom would say, I want to meet Conway Twitty. So, we would go let her meet Conway Twitty. So it was just a really, really,
really special,
awesome time in country music.
Okay, well, speaking of 1985, I thought that we might want to pull something.
Oh gosh.
For my favorite segment, which is Mark and Hobie React. This also happens to shamelessly be my favorite music video of y'all's. And so, again, along the theme of Madison's favorite things, I give you the Outgoing Cattin' music video.
Oh my God.
Are any of you against dancing in water late at night?
Skinny dipping!
No, skinny dipping! Hey! These are the stars of the show, Sawyer Brown and
Mama, don't wait up, we're outgoing cattin'. Ooh, yeah, outgoing cattin'. Oh, yeah, outgoing cattin'.
thank you all very much. Derek, I'm sorry. Susie, sorry. Everyone else, you have the job. See you in rehearsal. Hey, Mark, here's your lead, Liz. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
We're still bopping, our cars run hot, we're out cutting the food. We're tearing the town, got the top laid down like we're back in school. I got a white sport coat and a blue suede shoes. We're gonna find us a Betty and a Bobby Sue. Well, don't go telling, don't go ratting. Hey, baby, baby, we're outgoing cattin'. Juke joint jamming, tit for tat. Mama, don't wait up, we're outgoing cattin'. Ooh, yeah, outgoing cattin'. Oh, yeah, outgoing cattin'. I got a Chevy and we're in it, gonna take it to the limit. Yeah, we're looking fine. We'll take it to the hop, maybe cruise or soda shop, thinking back in time. Well, don't say it, take it easy, baby, we're not through. I'm talking loo baba, lip bam boom. Well, don't go telling, don't go ratting. Hey, baby, baby, we're outgoing cattin'. Juke joint jamming, tit for tat. Mama, don't wait up, we're outgoing cattin'. Ooh, yeah, outgoing cattin'. Oh, yeah, outgoing cattin'. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, don't go telling, don't go ratting. Hey, baby, baby, we're outgoing cattin'. Juke joint jamming, tit for tat. Mama, don't wait up, we're outgoing cattin'. Ooh, yeah, outgoing cattin'. Oh, yeah, outgoing cattin'. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I just have to say one thing right here.
Okay.
Jeannie is saying what I have always thought. Why in the world do they reject 2 random dancers out of like 50?
I'm looking at that going, out of all that group, you just kicked 2 of them out? Come on.
And she knew them by name. Like, oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah. They told all their friends, yeah, I'll be the one that you see get kicked out at the start of that video.
Like, what the heck?
Right.
Oh, there is so much to unpack from that music video. Gosh, it's gold.
Everybody has to remember, though, that was the 80s. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. You got to
Special time.
And
Special time.
I mean, does anybody want to talk about how awesome the sax solo was, or is it just
Hubby, do you remember? I was little, and I remember coming up to you and being like, Hubby, I didn't know you could play the saxophone. And you were like, oh, yes, and neither did I.
And the way that happened was the director, after we spent literally all night in that pigeon poop covered fountain in front of the Plaza Hotel, he goes, that's a wrap, and left. And we're like, I don't think we've shot the sax solo yet. So somebody found a sax, and I became the sax player. Yeah,
it was literally about 4 o'clock in the morning when we got finished, and it was freezing. It was cold. There was pigeons in the fountain.
I love that you guys were, but it's not the same Friends fountain. Let's go ahead and qualify that. But you guys you made playing in a fountain cool before the Friends guys did that.
Yeah, like
absolutely. We think that's where they got the idea.
I think you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now, another fun thing is like, what was going on with that gold lame jacket?
Hey, Elvis wore a gold lame jacket. So, you know, you can't, that
Does that mean you should?
Yeah.
I'm wondering why the rest of us had to wear that boring tux, and you're out there looking like a Christmas ornament.
Right.
Wait, yeah, whose idea was it to dress you guys up in the tuxes and put
Believe
you in
me,
the
I don't remember, but I would love to talk to them about that.
Yeah, and I do want to say this. This was before that we knew we were allowed to have a voice in our videos.
Okay.
So the director came up with it, and the label approved it. So we pretty much just showed up and did what they told us to do. And it was shortly after that we thought maybe we should have an opinion on some of it.
Right. But we should also point out that that's our buddy Joe Bonzel from the Oak Ridge Boys that's singing on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was probably my favorite part of all of it, was getting to hang out with Joe for a few days while we shot that. So
yeah. Oh, we got to talk. We have a technical difficulty because we have lost Madison.
Well,
let's talk about the video. Let's talk about you some more.
Yeah. Oh, that's also the song that we sang when we did the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Okay.
Which was not long after we shot that video.
Yeah.
And the coolest thing was sitting in the makeup room, getting ready for the show. Oh, this is back in the early days of Oprah, when she would have been in the makeup room with someone like me. And she came in there and she was singing Outgoing Cat, which is what blew me away. I'm like, whoa, now this is cool. That's another one of my favorites.
And we had another connection because Oprah is from Nashville. So
yeah, so it was really cool that we got to do that show
and
do that song.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time to bring that song back. I'm just saying.
And to get to do it with an Oak Ridge boy.
Yeah. Because we were huge fans, still are huge fans of the Oak Ridge Boys. So.
And Joe, Joe had what we thought of the energy of Sawyer Brown.
Yeah.
He was kind of the spark plug of the Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah.
And that was just a really, really fun. That recording the record making the video was fun. And it was early in our career, so we had the stamina to stay up all night.
That's right. Yeah.
But we started that video. It was in Manhattan, in New York City, and the fountain was.
It's in front of the Plaza Hotel.
Yeah, in front of the Plaza Hotel.
Yeah, iconic thing, and I think they had to jump through all sorts of hoops to be able to get it to where we could do that. But we were there truly all night, way past when the sun came up. By the time we were finished with that, so anytime I've been in New York and seen that fountain, I
cringe.
Yeah, just cringe just a little bit. Yeah, I have no desire to get back in it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But one thing we can talk about, because we talked about this person a lot, was one of my favorite shows that we ever did was us, the Oak Ridge Boys, and BJ Thomas.
Yeah.
And since we last were here with you guys, of course, BJ passed away. And that's just, we don't even really have the words for how.
First of all, it's literally, I probably have a top 3 singers. BJ is in that top 3, maybe number 1. And also how kind, how encouraging he was all through our career. I mean, we did shows with BJ, and we started out opening shows for BJ, and then there was a time where I remember we were on a show, and we were supposed to close, and BJ was going to go on in front of us, and I felt really weird about that. And I remember going into the concert promoter, say, listen, BJ needs to go on last, and because in my mind, BJ is and always will be like a megastar. And it was an honor to open. And I hear someone in the background said, no, you're going on. You guys are the deal now. And he demanded to open for us.
Yeah.
And that's just the kind of guy he was. Where did you go? We had to sit there and ramble.
I had to talk to your dad.
I'm like,
I'm
rambling.
sorry, y'all. You know how sometimes technology has a mind of its own? My computer just decided that like right now is a great time to update, even though I said later tonight would be better. So there's that.
Well, I just want to point out, I was rambling a little bit. I was telling truths and Hobie was telling lies. So
okay, well that sounds absolutely reversed, but you keep telling yourself that. Okay, well, I'm sorry that I missed the rest of Outgoing Cat and Talk, but y'all, we kind of have to we have a bunch of fan questions, and because we're going away for the summer, I would really like to get to these.
Oh, cool.
And then I really, really, really want to get to the special fun photos I found for the vault. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right on into fan questions. Robin wants to know, this is a question for me.
Okay.
Toss. Madison, how did your mom and dad meet? Well, Robin.
Oh, gosh.
Let me tell you this great story. So I grew up in Nashville, right? In like, the 90s. We lived like, pretty low key. We lived out in the country on a little farm. I went to this very tiny, precious, conservative Presbyterian school, and everyone is talking about how their parents met. It's always like, oh, like my parents grew up together. They're childhood sweethearts. My parents did Bible study together. And I'm like, well, my mom did my dad's makeup. It's a true story, Robin. So my parents met because my mom was a makeup artist from California, lived in LA, and she worked for ABC, and y'all played American Bandstand, and she filled in for a friend, actually. She wasn't supposed to work that night. They needed an extra set of hands, and so my mom got the call and said, okay, I have nothing better going on. And then next thing you know, she did my dad's makeup. And here we are 30 years later.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yep.
I was there. I saw the little sparks fly.
And I have to admit, there were guys heading for her makeup chair, and I was knocking guys.
Yeah, apparently he like straight up knocked him down. And my favorite part of the story is the way mom tells it is that you refused to get out of her chair. And so you kept saying that you needed more makeup and that you look like a clown.
I'm not saying she's wrong on that one. I wasn't going to give up the chair.
Yes. And so, I'm not going to lie, y'all. I don't know how much I really believed this story until like 5 or 6 years back, one of mom's best friends, a fellow makeup artist, Miss Laura, actually was going through her stuff and found the call sheet from the day that they got called in. So it was like the makeup artist call sheet. And I was like, would you look at that? There is some sort of proof that this actually happened.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, this is another great question from Monica. She says, Madison, do you think you'll start back having fan club parties?
Oh,
wow.
I love how she's asking me because she knows I'm the president of the party planning committee.
Yeah.
Well, that's up to you. So
I think, you know what, Monica? I think we can make that happen. We can definitely make a version of it happen. I don't know if anything can ever top the epic the epic fanfare fan club breakfasts that my grandmother used to throw. But I think we can come up with something creative. Maybe not this year because CMA Fest isn't happening, traditionally this year. But maybe next year we'll have to put our thinking caps on and see what we can come up with.
Well, if I come home from the road and there's 6 strange people sleeping in my living room, I'll just assume it's the fan club party.
Right? It'll just feel like old times. Yeah. Rosemary wants to know, will y'all ever let Frank Miller be in the band?
I know what Rosemary that is.
Anytime Frank wants to be in the band, he can be in the band.
It's coming.
We can't even get Frank to go on a road trip anymore.
No. I was about to say, Uncle Frank isn't going on the road, let alone getting on stage.
Oh, it's going to come. Just imagine mixing the Beach Boys with the Bellamy Brothers. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen when we get Frank out here.
Oh my word. Cindy wants to know if you guys have ever been nervous or anxious about playing a song that you have written for the other guys in the band. And if so, which one?
Well, me, yes, definitely. Probably almost all of them. Because I would first play them for your dad, and particularly if I'm in the middle of trying to decide whether whatever I'm working on is something or not. Oh, don't even. He's sitting there smirking.
I was about to say, wow, that's.
Why am I even bothering to have a legit conversation?
I'm just enjoying this.
Yeah.
What about you, Dad? Do you ever get
nervous when he sings a song for himself?
It's true. That's
like,
true.
So.
Okay, so Dad, but do you get nervous, or are you just like? Listen
I will say this: when I played the guys' traveling band.
Oh, okay.
It was, I wouldn't say nervous as much as, I couldn't even look up, when I was playing them, because I knew how personal the song was to me, and I felt like it was going to be that personal to them as well. Okay. And I wouldn't say nervous, but, I was, I had a little anxiety going about playing that song for them.
Well, this is a great one that Jeff just wrote in. Have you ever recorded at Fame or Muscle Shoals Sound?
Oh, wow.
We sure did. Muscle Shoals Sound.
Yep.
Yeah. I think we recorded three albums at Muscle Shoals Sound, and then probably 3 or 4 more in Muscle Shoals at La La Land, which is Mac McAnally's place, and Mac co-produced the records with us, and actually. And the only reason was Muscle Shoals Sound shut down, and so we didn't want to not record in Muscle Shoals. So Mac put a studio in his house, which actually from his house up on the bluff of the Tennessee River, you can see the roof of Muscle Shoals Sound. Yeah. So at least the vibe was only about 100 feet away. Yeah. So and it's Muscle Shoals.
It's magic.
Reshaped our career.
Sure.
Just the magic from Muscle Shoals.
It is a special place, that is for sure. I actually got to go, and because now Muscle Shoals Sound is a museum, and so on my show Chasing Down Madison Brown, we got to go and we got to chase down a swamper and go tour Muscle Shoals Sound and hear all the great stories. That was really special. That was a special day.
Well, and we also a couple weeks ago lost Roger Hawkins, who was the drummer from the Muscle Shoals rhythm section, and Roger played on some of our records, and that cool sound on the dirt road. Roger played that on a little drum pad machine.
Yeah, that you would have thought this isn't going to work.
And we lost Roger, and a huge loss.
Yeah, one of the best ever, on more records than anybody else will ever come close to playing on.
Those guys, they have something really special. That whole sound, everything that they did on there is really special. Okay, Ed wants to know, what do you like to do on the road in between sound check and the show?
Eat.
Great one.
Eat for sure.
Eat.
That's very true. Yeah. Now, Dad, I've never asked you this, but do you feel like you have to eat a certain amount of time, like before you go on stage, because of the whirling and twirling and inevitable?
Yeah, we usually eat. Sound check is about 4:00, and we sound check for about an hour, and then we eat immediately, and that gives us time to digest the food. And it's like swimming. You can't go in the water, 45 minutes after you eat.
That's right.
You
Not
know,
without your floaties on.
yeah,
Okay. Can we give Heather a shout out for her birthday?
absolutely.
Well, Heather, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I don't even get this on my
You're
birthday.
flat. You're singing flat. You're singing flat.
Oh my
Happy
God.
birthday, dear Heather. Happy birthday to you.
I don't even get that for my birthday. So there you go, Heather.
Yeah.
I don't even get that. Galen wants to know, is there a song you turn
Hmm.
to for comfort during difficult times, such as this past year?
Whoa, great question.
Isn't that a great question? I feel like I really like happy songs.
I don't know if there was so much one song, but I definitely leaned really heavy on music during this last year.
Well,
I-
speaking
was
of
my
comfort
saving
songs,
grace.
can I talk about a song?
Mhm.
The new Casting Crowns song.
That is not comforting.
It is. I
It
think
is comforting, but it'll just make you cry.
Yeah, I
Everyone
think it is.
forewarning you will cry like a baby when you
everyone
listen to
needs to check
Stars.
out Stars in Heaven.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
brand new release from
Amazing.
Casting Crowns, which I've had the honor to get to produce their records. And we just released that record last week, and it's called Scars in Heaven. And
Doozy.
I'm telling you, it's amazing.
It will make you cry. I cried like
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
front lines of the bus the first time I heard it.
Yeah.
It down to the count.
Yeah. I really liked Zach Williams' Old Church Choir. I like that song.
Yeah.
That's a good song for a bad day.
Yeah.
Chris wants to know, have you ever been so discouraged that you almost quit the music business?
Oh, wow. Truth be told, back in the day, when we were playing the club,
Pre-Star Search days.
pre-Star Search, well, I could probably speak for you as well. Hope and I grew up singing and playing in church, and the first club or bar I was ever in was in the band playing. I'd never been in one, and there was I don't know how much longer. We were there in the clubs a couple of years before Star Search. I don't know how much longer I could have done that.
It wasn't your scene.
Well, and I think everybody kind of hit those moments of like, you have to keep believing that there's going to be this goal. That
Are you
you're
going
aiming.
somewhere?
Yeah.
Are you moving the needle? Are you,
I remember, I don't want to say the name of the town or the club, though I do remember them both, that I thought, oh my gosh, man, I don't know,
Yeah.
But fortunately, we didn't all hit those moments at the same time. So you had four other guys reminding you, here's what we're aiming for.
What he said is really true. You had the other guys, so you might hit a low, but there would be a spark somewhere. That's that's what a band and a family does, and I think there were times that we probably had to lift each other up, because I would say, I could speak for all five of us, that some of that was a little out of our character and out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Well, very glad you guys didn't quit.
Wednesday.
Oh man. Well,
Okay. I thought that was a good chance
Well,
for you
it's
to be nice.
a barren day for you.
Again, now we have Well, we were so close. We were so close to doing a whole show without me saying,
That was Nathan's hand.
this is what I have to deal with. This is what I have to
And
deal
I think that was 5 minutes for you.
Oh my word. Okay. Let's move on. Let's let Mark talk about himself, so maybe he'll be nice. Jackie wants to know, Mark, at what age did you learn to water ski? Because story time for the Sawyer Brown Nation. I'm sure a lot of you already know this fun factoid, but Dad was actually a trick water skier at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, before he was your favorite frontman.
It was Jasmine.
Yeah.
Princess Jasmine in the water ski show.
Oh my gosh. So Dad, at what age did you learn to water ski?
I learned to water ski at Disney. I wanted that
He
job.
did.
so
Now,
bad.
was this before or after you told them you could water ski?
Well, it was after I told him I could
Yeah,
water ski, and I wanted that job so bad. And there may be a little white lie that I would have told him that I was a specialist at water skiing.
Now, how old were you though? Because that gives a
16.
lot of context. 16? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was 16 and worked there all the way up until I moved to Nashville. So.
And you still like to ski.
Oh yeah, surf and yeah, we might even post me surfing last week because I was in Florida and
I think maybe
I have some footage of me surfing.
That you do, sir. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the questions.
The quick side. Oh, never mind.
I'm trying to read the questions, and you guys are just getting off.
I know. We don't make this easy for you.
Were you guys ever in the same class in school? Because you guys would kind of be a teacher's worst nightmare.
I was in his brother's class. All the smart people were in one.
Which doesn't explain why you or my brother were in that class.
Oh.
No, but I was in a class with Frank Miller, our new singer. Frank Miller, who said little smart aleck remarks under his breath, and I constantly got in trouble because no one was going to think Frank Miller was stirring up trouble. And I would bust out laughing. And
Hobie, were you a troublemaker? Were you a low-key troublemaker?
Me?
No, Hobie, you were a definite.
Yeah, I have to admit.
Absolutely.
7th grade, when I realized that saying a smart aleck comment could make people laugh. I'm like,
Game changer?
Yeah. I made a little comment under my breath about our geography teacher. May she rest in peace. And people giggled, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this could be good for me.
And they haven't stopped laughing at you since.
I was about to say, well, if you go to a live show this summer, you will hear lots of those smart Alex comments said under his breath into a microphone.
Yes.
Speaking of live shows, Sue wants to know, Mark, have you ever worn a fitness tracker during the show? You're so high energy. How many steps do you burn?
Yes, I did. The one show, I think it was something crazy. In the hour and a half, I think it was 16,000, something like that. I was surprised. I thought maybe it was wrong or something.
Maybe we'll put a Fitbit on you this summer. And we'll see
I'll do it again. I did it a couple times, but it was up in the
like a crazy amount,
12 to 15,000 range. Yeah.
Paul wants to know if you guys ever toured with Alabama.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we did a bunch of shows with those guys. Yeah,
Alabama, and if you're a band, Alabama was the first self-contained band to break through into country music, and then there was Exile, and I think then there was us. So there was we loved Exile, we loved Alabama, we loved bands, we loved playing and doing shows with bands. And what's crazy is everybody, because you're in like the same category and all the award shows and stuff like that. Everybody thinks that you're like competing against, but we were all, I think, had this camaraderie with anytime we would play with bands, there was this kind of brotherhood, and we
Did you all band together?
Next show at 11, ladies and gentlemen.
Easy pickings, friends. Easy pickings. This is a great one from Heather. What are your favorite summer foods on the road?
Pineapple and watermelon.
Yeah, watermelon for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anything cooked on the grill is good in the summer. It's good in the winter too, but that was awesome.
That's such a stock answer.
It's true.
It's just a stock answer.
What? You want
something on the grill.
Oh wow. He was going to say room temperature brie.
Okay, if my dad could pick out, like, if he could identify of a cheese board which one was the brie, I would lose a significant amount of money because I would bet like my life savings.
$100.
I like American cheese, people.
And cheddar on occasion.
Individually wrapped. That's me.
Like God made it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Just a nice good brick of Velveeta.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Crystal wants to know this is individually, what is your favorite song to perform?
Some girls do.
See, you knew that was going to be my answer.
Can I say?
Is it both of your favorites?
Well, now, okay, you want to take that one and I'll go for another one. We don't get to do that. My other favorite.
My favorite's Life's Been Good.
Oh man. When that camera goes off, your dad and I are going to have words. And some of them are going to be very sharp.
I love it when Hobie sings on stage.
Oh, I'm going to move because when the lightning bolt hits. Yeah.
Oh, this is what I have to deal with, y'all. And like, I wish I could say that this is reserved for the show.
No,
but like, this is every day they're like this. I'm not kidding. This whole discussion about
all these years, what have I done? Your papa and your daughter and your son. It's not that hard. It's really not.
Wow.
I can also do like a sea shanty, but I'll save that for when we come back in the fall.
Okay, so next time that dad is okay, so this is a real story. The other night, Eli, my baby, my 9-month-old baby boy, was having a hard time falling asleep, and Hobie was over, and so he was helping rock Eli to sleep, and he sang to him, and he fell asleep, and my dad made fun of Hobie.
He did.
Eli said to me the next morning, he said, you know, Hobie sings really flat.
And I said, oh, Eli had trouble falling asleep, so I sang to him, and he fell asleep. And your dad goes, yeah, he'd probably rather pass out than listen to you sing.
So y'all, when I say that, like, this is what I do with
I fall asleep when he sings on stage.
Yeah.
So it's perfect.
Y'all, when I say this is what I deal with on a daily basis in real life, like, I'm not kidding. Like, this is straight up every day. Every day. What am I gonna do with y'all?
Eli loves my singing, by the way.
He does. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Hobie, he really does, because without a doubt, Hobie can get Eli back to sleep. I don't know if Dad has ever done that. So
I've seen him put 20,000 people to sleep. It's unbelievable.
No charge for the setup.
Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.
20,000 people.
Yeah, I've actually seen that.
Just narcolepsy all at the same time. It's amazing. Look at that. Would you look at that? Okay, moving on. Rob wants to know, have you ever recorded Please Come to Boston?
Yes, we have.
We did.
Yes, you did. I love that song.
Yeah, we have, and they may hear it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they should, because you guys have a really cool, you've redone a lot of old songs, covers, if you will, and put your own spin on them. So I think that might be something
and that is
fun.
truly one of our all-time favorite songs.
Rumor has it there may be an album of covers coming at some point.
Yeah.
Really now?
Just a rumor.
Okay, it's just a rumor. It's just in the rumor mill. We'll see if there's any.
Including me singing all these years. But
yeah, in that
album.
velvet smooth baritone voice that he has.
One more time, Hobie. One more time.
All these years, what have I done?
No, that's it. That's enough.
Oh my gosh, guys, we want people to watch the show. Okay, we don't want them to tune out. Oh my goodness. Okay, last question. This is our last question for the summer before we get into the vaults. We got to make it count. Make your answers good, both of you.
Whoa.
Joanne wants to know, what is each of your favorite dinners?
Ooh. Well, I'm going to probably go with what I had at Jean's, which was fried chicken, green beans, macaroni and cheese, because it is a vegetable, and then a chocolate pie, and a very strong glass of iced tea.
But I like that's a very good meal. Now, Dad, I think I know what your answer is going to be, but continue on.
Teriyaki steak, a marinated teriyaki steak.
I was just going to say, like, the steak Maui.
Yeah, steak Maui, teriyaki steak.
The teriyaki steak. Yeah. I knew it.
I'm a farm kid. It's meat and potatoes. You know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay.
Totally have the farm kid vibe going here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Look at that hat. That hat says
You guys like the hat today, don't you?
I do. It's a great hat. We need to bring back the cowboy hat.
So
Like the Panama hat's great. We can do that too, but like
I
let's
can
work
do it.
back the cowboy hat in.
This summer, I'm going to bring them all back out.
I really think
You may
should.
even see some clothes from the 80s. It's just going to be that kind of summer.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's talking about hot girl summer, and I'm just really excited for hot pants 80s summer.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, and now for the vault. I'm very excited about tonight's vault segment because I have found some awesome photos. I just think are going to warm everyone's heart talking about fanfare in the 90s and the fan club breakfast. So let's throw it on up there.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Wow, that would have been that's at the fairgrounds, right?
Can you guess the year? Because I know the year.
I'm going to say 93.
98, friends.
Oh, wow.
98. I mean, look at that soul patch. Look at that crowd.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
that's at the fairgrounds at the raceway.
Oh, I know. And then so then huge crowd. Then do we remember this when you guys used to perform the fan club breakfast?
Yeah. Yeah, that was at our barn that we would do the fan club show and the breakfast, and there would be a couple thousand people. And
I know, like y'all look at this. Look how crazy these lines are.
Yeah.
So awesome.
I know. Like look at that.
Man. Just the best. It every year blew us away that people take the time to come to town and they all got a connection with the music. And
most of them,
nice
would spend their vacation.
Yeah.
That's what was just really, humbling to us that they wanted to come and they would, take a week off and come down and come to the fan club breakfast, come to the show, come to the booth and sign. And it was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And then this would have been an iconic scene for anyone walking into the fan club breakfast. That was entrance into the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those are special days, man.
I know. Weren't those fun days?
Yeah.
Gosh. So much fun. Well, I think we might have to pull back some of those awesome outfits this summer.
Absolutely.
What do you guys think?
We're planning on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Okay.
Well, we're kind of at the end of the show, y'all. I'm a little bit sad. I'm a little bit sad that we're not going to be doing this every other week.
No, but
so we'll be back in September.
Yeah.
We will be back in September. Oh, and then one second. I want to get the Sawyer Brown. We need to do the concert calendar so that everyone knows where to see you guys this summer because it is back on, y'all. It is back on. It is fun. Okay, so let's do a quick little concert calendar. Okay. So you guys are going to be in the month of June. You're going to be in Lebanon, Virginia on the 12th, which is this Saturday. And then you guys are also going to be playing the Lynn County Fair in Central City, Iowa at the end of June, along with the you're going to be playing a fair in Sullivan, Missouri. Then you have a huge July lined up. You're playing in Ohio, Utah, Colorado, at the Grizzly Rose. I'm jealous. Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, North Dakota, Minnesota, Washington, Oregon, New York, Illinois, Texas, Florida, Oklahoma, Alabama, Kentucky. I mean, y'all are everywhere this summer. So for everyone that has felt like you've been shut in for COVID, you haven't been able to do anything, get out because they are going to be out.
And I'm going to go ahead and make this announcement because we talked about this today, and I think I'm going to go ahead and announce it. We will be doing an extension of the show after our shows. So if you come to the show, you can purchase a Q&A session after the show, and you can do that when you get to the concert. And we will be doing that. And you can, most of you know Colin at the merchandise table, you'll be able to purchase a Q&A session, and it'll be an extension of what we've been doing. So you'll get to do that any night that we play and it's available to us.
Yeah.
So there you have
I
that.
know, very excited about that. And then another thing is a fun thing we're going to do is a photo contest. So keeping in our fanfare theme, with all the great photos I shared, we're going to be posting those onto Facebook, but I would love to see y'all's fanfare photos. I would love to see any photos that you guys have of the guys playing on stage, live music, you know, all of that fun stuff. And we're going to have a photo contest that will run just for everyone, you know, a fun little place for everyone in the Sawyer Brown Nation to reminisce, see their favorite photos, and then we'll kind of pick our favorite one. And we'll post that one as the winner of the photo contest. That's all going to be on a thread posted. I'm going to go right now after the show, post all these pictures, and then say, let's see yours.
Oh, Madison, do you remember what you asked me today? Who has the Gold LeMay jacket?
Who has the Gold LeMay jacket? Okay.
The Gold LeMay jacket was sold.
The Gold LeMay jacket. I will say this. I'm working on a very fun project. And my sweet grandmother had the most gracious, loving, giving spirit. And because of that, so many fun things like the Gold LeMay jacket were sold off at all of these great auctions. But now I want to know where they are. I want to know who has it. I want to know the story behind it. I want to know all those things. So the other thing that we're going to be asking throughout the summer is, who has them? So I want to know who has the Gold LeMay jacket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know someone that had Sawyer Brown Nation? I'm putting you guys on this. Who has that jacket? We got to find it. It was so great, so funny. And I think that, you know, if they would like to loan it back, Dad should wear it on the show. Let's find that jacket, friends. Let's find that jacket.
This may be an all 80s summer. It just might turn into
hot pants summer, y'all. Only if Hobie can find the piano scarf.
Yes.
Oh, I have it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be making an appearance.
It's here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, as always, friends, I know we're not going to be able to see you guys every other Tuesday night, but we will be posting a lot on Facebook, doing a lot of lives on Instagram, going live on Facebook, being out at all of the different shows. So please make sure to keep up with us on social media that way, because that is how we will be hanging out with all of you guys this summer. And we cannot wait to see you at all of the shows. So get out there, see Sawyer Brown, and as always, rock on.